But first, we do dive deeper tonight into the first government shutdown in nearly 7 years. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion has the latest from Capitol Hill.
As the government grinds to a halt, things are also slowing down here on Capitol Hill. Lawmakers in both chambers are expected to observe the Jewish holiday starting tonight, which means we likely won't see any votes to try to reopen the government until Friday. Now, earlier, the Senate took a series of procedural votes to try to advance competing bills to fund the government, but they both failed. However, we did notice something interesting. A group of Democratic and Republican senators huddled on the floor during those votes to talk about a potential path forward. Republican Mike Rounds of South Dakota said that those discussions centered on both policy and process. For instance, he outlined a proposal to keep the government open for 45 days, which would buy lawmakers more time to try to work through some of these thornier issues like the Affordable Care Act subsidies. Democrats, of course, have been pushing for an extension of those before they expire at the end of the year to prevent premiums from going up. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer told me it's a good thing that both sides are talking. That being said, this all comes as the White House budget director warned House Republicans in a call that there could be a major reduction in the federal workforce within a matter of days, putting added pressure on lawmakers to find a resolution soon.
All right, Nikole Killion, thank you very much. And earlier, CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang asked Vice President J.D. Vance about plans to potentially lay off federal workers.
Yesterday, President Trump said, as a result of the shutdown, we'll be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected. And the Democrats, they are going to be Democrats. Has the administration asked agencies to target federal workers who they believe to be Democrats in these reductions of forces?
We're not targeting federal agencies based on politics. We're targeting the people's government so that as much as possible of the essential services can continue to function. If this thing drags on for another few days or, God forbid, another few weeks, we are going to have to lay people off. We're going to have to save money in some places so the essential services don't get turned off in other places.
And Weijia joins us now. Weijia, thanks for being with us here tonight. Given what the vice president told you there and also what we've heard from President Trump, how soon could we start to see some of these layoffs and which programs could possibly be targeted here?
Well, today the vice president did not offer a real firm timeline on that, but said especially as the shutdown continues to drag on, as you just heard, that there could be a need to reduce the workforce, although it is notable that in previous shutdowns, federal workers have been furloughed or placed on unpaid leave, but not fired. This is a different scenario because the White House directed the agencies and departments to consider permanent layoffs. And the White House press secretary, though, said that they are imminent. And so we should be expecting some federal workers to lose their jobs in the coming days, Nancy.
And Weijia, as we look at a possible path forward, how involved is the White House in negotiating with Democrats here?
Well, the vice president today said that they are calling up both Democrats and Republicans, trying to find a way forward here. Vice President Vance mentioned that, they were not anticipating to have 3 moderate Democrats, oppose this shutdown, and said that he believed there could be more cracks coming because, they believe they might be able to sway some other moderate Democrats to get on board with reopening the government without the Democratic funding proposal. So we know also that the White House says they want to negotiate with Democrats in good faith, although it's very difficult to see how this is going to end, Nancy, because of all of the tension and the conflicts really at the heart of this being that conversation about healthcare subsidies and whether or not they do impact undocumented migrants. So even though the conversations continue, we can't give you an update about just how long this could drag on.
Plenty more to come. Still very good to see you, as always, Weijia. Thank you.